Sorry.
Okay, I guess I'll just say that again. My name is Caitlin Booth, and I'm here for Bleeding Cool. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to talk to me. I just watched the movie last night. It was really, really cute.
Oh, thank you.
So one of the things that kind of took me by surprise, especially about halfway through the movie, I was like, wow, this is so pro-education and pro-knowledge. Like I've been kind of avoiding all of the trailers and everything. So that really took me by surprise. And to see a child character who's excited about school and not lamenting it during summer vacation, I would love to hear how that particular story point came to be in this particular movie.
Yeah, you're right. I feel when we started dealing with curiosity and a kid who is imaginative and curious about the world, we part of it was the imagination side and seeing that imagination, visualizing how much he wants to see out there. And once we started going on that thread, it really became this idea of like, and Alberto is a big part of showing him the world in the beginning of the movie. And then he gets to Julia, and this is always, it always felt so interesting. Well, now there's someone who can teach him more, because Alberto, and this will also, of course, create drama because Alberto only knows so much. And sometimes he's obviously completely wrong. And so once we got to Julia, we realized that, well, there's something about those kind of people that are like, it's never enough. So like, here I am, but I want to know the next thing. We wanted to find a way that Luca was inspired by her and really connect. And so we thought, well, actually, this is really two kids nerding out, and it was a challenge. And interestingly, we absolutely you hit the nail on the head, because if it's just let's go to school, no one's going to be excited about that. And so we wanted to find a way to capture this moment of a spark. Like the spark. I thought back about the spark of understanding what animation was, and that I wanted to be more involved in it. Reading, I remember reading The Illusion of Life and seeing these beautiful drawings by the kind of golden era of animation at Disney, and thinking like there's something here. And I love languages. I love to learn English, and it's slowly things got exciting, and I had a feeling there was something far away that could contain my dreams and something to chase. So it was a challenge, because again, if you write down the equation, I don't think you're gonna buy it. But we also felt it was interesting to show our curiosity and wanting to know more is actually exciting, right? It is. When you take the school word out and think really only about, I want to learn about the universe. I guess I've always been fascinated, for example, with astronomy. And so those were, and we realized we needed to actually really dramatize this, his imagination, to really tell you, to really show how this can be exciting, and the two of them connecting with something important. But it wasn't immediately working. We had to work hard to make that exciting.
Oh, that's so awesome. Like I said, that took me completely by surprise. And I was like, oh, I'm so happy to see a child character excited to go back to school. That's so rare in
that's unusual.
So the art on this one was just, it's nothing like I've ever seen in a Pixar movie. And it felt very Italian, just watching all of it. And I would love to hear more about the perspective of just making a Pixar movie that just looks nothing like we've ever seen before.
Yeah, I feel like, coming from having made La Luna and having made that short in an illustrative style, almost like a kid's book. And, like I watercolored my storyboards even, which was a little nutty because it's a lot of work. But like there was something that felt wonderful about falling into a painting or falling into an expressive kind of a style. So we knew, I knew, and I worked with Daniela Strijleva, our production designer. We're very simpatico. We knew we wanted to push that even further. And it felt right because it's a kid's world. So you have this point of view of a kid. So I feel like being expressive and being playful wanted to be part of it. And then it felt true because we wanted to take people to the place, right? But in this poetic and lyrical way. We don't want to, you can Google Earth your way into Cinque Terre, this wonderful place. And we didn't want realism for that. We wanted to get to the essence and even get and push the beautiful quality of that place, to really let it pop and be immersive, but also be warm and bring the hand of the artist. So I'm glad you feel it, because it's a lot of these wonderful details that are like, about bringing imperfection, bringing a painterly, the beautiful color inside Luca's eyes. It's like a brushstroke, and it's textured and uneven. It's not, airbrushy, beautiful gradients were our enemy. If we saw anything that looked smooth and no, that needs to be imperfect and painterly. So I'm glad you felt that. And he ended up kind of impacting everything from the effects, the beautiful waves or the wakes of a boat. We wanted to design them, not make them realistic. Or the animation style was a wonderful, wonderful journey, finding something that was snappier, playful, cartoony in many ways. And that carried, started with the design, making them their heads are big and his eye, Luca's eyes are huge and things like that, that we really embraced and try to push. The last thing I'll say that there's new voices, new directors at Pixar, and I feel like more diverse voices, get us excited about a diverse look from Pixar.
So obviously the production behind this was interesting due to COVID. And Andrea, I would love to hear more about how you managed to approach this production just from the work from home aspect, and how that might have changed things just because of how you had to go about making this movie.
Yeah, I mean, obviously none of us saw this coming, and there we all were, trying to make sense of things and heading home. And, I even remember thinking, should I take this plant off my desk and bring it home? I'm glad I did. But yeah, so I think very quickly we had to adapt, because we were right at the beginning of shot production and our release date wasn't changing and we had to stay on schedule. So, some of the biggest first questions I had were, what about recording actors? We couldn't go to recording studios. And without that, you're dead in the water. So, I mean, Enrico and I have just been so impressed all the way along by the ingenuity, creativity, and flexibility of everyone at Pixar, and definitely our crew. So very quickly we were sending iPads and microphones to the actors. Jack Dylan Grazer recorded in his mother's closet, where the clothes would kind of muffle the sound. We'd be like,
the whole movie.
He's hitting the hangers because he's acting, and we're like, you're hitting the hangers, it's making a noise. Over Zoom, of course, we continued all of our creative meetings. I mean, obviously, like everybody else, I think we realized how much we missed in-person interactions. And it's tricky for a creative meeting where you're really just trying to build an idea. And part of that is everybody's looking at a whiteboard and kind of writing on it and talking over each other, and you just can't do that. But we really were able to, review animation, everybody able to work on their shots from home. And, in a way, I think because it was a hard era of life for so many different reasons, it really became something we kind of all went through together. And I think, our crew became close as a result.
So obviously Pixar is known for having little Easter eggs throughout all of the movie, but during the final reveal, when Grandma reveals that she goes by every weekend, is she hidden somewhere in the background of the movie? Should people be looking at, like, during their second rewatch, like, is Grandma back there somewhere?
That is a great idea. I wish you had given me that a year and a half ago. No, I didn't think of it, but and actually her as a human would have worked well, because I don't think you would have recognized her on first view. I think we love to put all those layers, and for this movie, where I got excited is there were so many wonderful opportunities for homages to Italian cinema. There's a lot of those, to being specific of the place. Some of the homages, or probably only the Ligurian, are gonna gotta put some dialect puns, or I mentioned by the mechanic that you have to put a tire, company. I was like, oh, what do we make the tire company? And so we just try and make it fun for ourselves. And so now it's the dialect word for garbage, ravati. That's a very deep cut, and there's probably, only the Ligurian are gonna get it. But we love that. In the same way, homages to Fellini. Giulietta Mazzina is someone that I've always loved. It was Fellini's wife, and La Strada, we put the posters in the town, or the boat named Gelsomina is one of the first things you see, and that is her character in La Strada. So we have a lot of these little things, and also the Pixar ones that are in there, the Luxo balls. We even found a way to put our Pizza Planet. That you have to look.
Italian version takes a little.
Italian version of the Pizza Planet truck.
Yeah, awesome. It's it'll take a little bit of finding, and even turning red, a little something. That one's really, really well hidden, and anyway, we need time.
I'm really looking forward to trying to find all those Easter eggs. It's one of my favorite things about Pixar movies. Well, I just got the wrap, so thank you guys so much for taking the time to talk to me, and I'm really excited to watch the movie again on Disney Plus, and I hope that they give you some sort of limited theatrical run later down the line. You absolutely deserve it. Soul Luca double feature. Tell Disney it needs to happen.
All right, we'll pass along your recommendation.
Sounds like
fun.
Thanks, Caitlin. Nice to meet you.